The truth is, Bitcoin is no longer what it used to be.
Today's guest needs no introduction. It's your boy, Luke Belmar. How many billions of views did you say it got?
2023, 1.35 billion views, 9 million followers across all channels, third fastest growing creator on the entrepreneurial side of all time.
Top 5 coins to get into. Let's get right into it.
I've never revealed this on camera before, but I guess it's time.
What's yours?
Bro, those are some good questions. Making money online is not just an opportunity, it's the single greatest opportunity in human history. If you have a business and you're not on Google, what are you doing? Seneca famously said, only the educated are free. Any person that wants to be a master must be willing to be a fool at first. We had the meetup. There was 1,600 people that showed up. 1,600 people in Dubai. I live on the other side of the world. I live in the Caribbean.
You obviously did the launch of Capital Club. Approximately how much money did you make from it? This is, you see, Luke, he knows how to play with the algorithms, man. This is how he's gotten that 1 billion views.
All right, let's get into it.
Welcome back to the show, and thank you for returning back to the channel, the podcast where we discuss business, self-improvement, and happiness. Today's guest needs no introduction. It's your boy, Luke Belmar.
Thanks for having me, brother. Good to be back on the show. I think it's the second time in Dubai.
Exactly.
When I
brother.
first started making content, you were one of the first podcasts I came on. I think we've done over 80 million views in short form ever since. So it's good to be back, bro. Thanks for having me.
Bro, your tips went viral, and since then, I don't know, how many billions of views did you say it got? You've got in the last year?
2023, 1.35 billion views, 9 million followers across all channels, third fastest growing creator on the entrepreneurial side of all time.
God damn, bro. And I'm taking some of the credit for that, bro. I put in the first video. For those watching right now, they want to make money. Top 5 coins to get into. Let's get right into it.
I mean, let's get right into it. Let's first talk about what the last year of crypto's been. We start with the Bitcoin ETF. It gets approved. BlackRock, as we know, has come into the game, and they come in super strong. They understand legality. They understand the frameworks of the law. They're never going to lose. They have every politician, every government official in their pockets. They understand how the game is played, and now they're coming into Bitcoin. You see Larry Fink, who's the CEO of BlackRock, now become an apologist and an evangelist for Bitcoin, which is not only surprising, but it's very exciting for everybody that's been in crypto since early on. I've been in crypto since 2016. I started buying my first Bitcoin at $588 when I was a little bit of a brokey. And ever since then, it's matured from being a gambling coin to really being a store of value and being a hedge against bad policy of the US government. I would think right now we're looking at an ETH, ETF, which I think we have the potentiality of ETH exploding and going past $10,000. I think it's an extremely good play.
ETH, all right, that's one.
We have the Telegram Open Network, which is TON. You see Pavel Durov, who's the CEO of Telegram. He's come back on the scene.
Multi-billionaire, lives in Dubai, right?
Yeah, and he's one of the few people who's actually gotten citizenship, which is absolutely crazy. So when I look at crypto, I always bet on winners, winning people. I like betting on winning teams, not on speculation. So you have TON, Telegram Open Network. You have obviously ETH. I think it's going to go past $10,000. You don't want to be speculating. You want to be investing into things that are doing well and people that have winning teams.
But do you think Solana might flip ETH?
If it does or doesn't, I don't really know. And yes, there may be a lot of movement when it comes to retail and stuff like that. But I think as well, we see a $500 Solana this bull run, which is really good right now. I think we've been talking about Solana since $30, and this bear market's going to do extremely well. I've been talking about TON since $2 billion market cap. I mentioned it in the Buy Ahead podcast. Right now it's at a $25 billion market cap. So people that watched that video, they could have easily done a 10x on their portfolio on that specific play.
So they need to listen to the ones you mentioned now.
And we have two other coins that I think are going to do extremely well. They're not out yet. The first one is Monad, which is a layer 1 competing on the EVM, which is the Ethereum virtual machine. It's run by Exchange Street.
Is the ticker symbol Monad?
So Monad, it's not out yet.
How do you spell it?
MONAD.
MONAD, okay.
And then the final one, we'll leave it in the comment section for people to scout for it. I think it'll be good.
This is, you see, Luke, he knows how to play with the algorithms, man. This is how he's gotten that 1 billion views. He knows how to play with the algorithm. I've noticed that you always look through the comments, you always reply to them, you're looking for the data sets. You get your audience to actually that's how you build a community, you know? That's one thing I've realized about you when it comes to other people who create content. How have you managed to build such a strong community that you have wherever you go around, you did a meetup in Dubai, so many people come, they have so much respect for you, they want to learn from you so much. How have you built that community?
I think people resonate with my story. I think so many people come from the trenches. I mean, you come from nothing. I come
Yeah.
from nothing. We have a very similar story. We have to hustle our way to being in the rooms that we get to be in today. I come from, like I said, Argentina, $200 in a suitcase, pressure washing basketball courts, cleaning toilets, all the way to sitting with billionaires. I'm far from being a billionaire, but the fact that people watching us are people working at restaurants, people that are starting from the trenches, people from third world countries, makes you realize that hope and opportunity is there for all of us, which is why I talk about the internet as the new gold rush opportunity. The year was 1848. And rumors were heard in the eastern colonies of the United States that in the West, gold had been found. Once the president confirmed that, yeah, in fact, there was gold that had been found in the American River, 300,000 migrants moved from east to west with the hopes of finding gold, changing their lives and changing the lives of their family and finding opportunity. But unlike 2024, which the year we're in today, back in the day, you would have treacherous animals, bad terrains, thieves, and the ability to really monetize this opportunity was difficult. Today, you have access to this digital gold rush through the click of a button. You have access to social media. If you have access to free AI tools, there's literally no excuse for you to start making money online. When I started making money online in 2016, it was kind of taboo. It was really not really popular. It was kind of getting there. But today, making money online is not just an opportunity. It's the single greatest opportunity in human history because the internet does not care about your skin color, your religion, your background, your history. The internet cares about, do you have value to provide in the marketplace? And if you have value to provide in the marketplace, the internet will reward anyone.
Having said that, because my question was originally about community, and that's an interesting point that you brought up, it's completely true. However, on the same side, most of the creators, they talk about making money online, and they talk about, let's say, drop shipping or e-commerce. But what happens a lot of the time, I see comments as well, because I read with the comments, and I'm trying to be as a commentator or like as a fan, watching from the outside. I would ask you, Luke, is the best way to make money right now to make content, build personal brand, and then like kind of like try to sell stuff off that? Or is it better to like focus on drop shipping or crypto or, you know?
Yeah, it depends. So back to the original question is why is it that I've been able to build a massive community? It's because people resonate with the message. They resonate with the message of going from nothing and being able to build something. And people watch you online, so naturally you're going to look for answers on the internet, just like I did. I think today there's massive levels of opportunity. The first one is the crypto space. I think the crypto space is a massive asymmetrical bet over the next couple of years. You see hundreds of projects emerge every single month, but they lack marketing. They lack understanding of social media. I mean, you run a massive agency with hundreds and hundreds of influencers inside of your network. Anybody can just call you, and a couple calls that you make, you can give them access to the best in the world. You couldn't do that if social media didn't exist. You've been able to build a massive network because of that. Just like that, I've been able to monetize my personal brand. My personal brand is like a digital resume. So whether you create content or whether you have a phenomenal brand that happens to be on the internet, people are always looking. And what I love about the internet is that people talk about the internet as a fad, but in reality, where do we spend most of our time? We spend most of the time on our phone and on social media. So instead of trying to bring people into somewhere where they're not, I go to where they are, and that is the internet. So I think building a personal brand or having your company on the internet is phenomenal. Let's say you have a regular business, plumbing business, you're an electrician, you're a car salesman. You should have a social presence. It doesn't mean you have to be making podcasts and content every single day, but why aren't you going to go where people are? If you have a business and you're not on Google, what are you doing? If you have a business, you have a website, but you have no Google SEO, why don't you? People are going to look for answers on the internet. You have to be the first one to show up. And that's why I think building any sort of awareness on the internet is a zero-sum game where you have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
True. And that you're 100% right. Like you don't even have to, you just can document your day-to-day work. You don't even
Simple
have to create
stuff.
content.
Yeah, simple
Just
stuff.
whatever you're doing, film it. And also at the same time, I think that if you can literally make content. Like I know that some people, they watch the show, like TV show Friends, and they're fans of it, and then they make a show just talking about Friends episodes, you know?
And you get fans from just being a fan. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, all these fan club channels, there's so many of them. All right, man. I have a question then. If I was to ask you, who is Luke? What would you define yourself as?
I'm just another guy trying to make it. That's it. Trying to understand more of how the world works. I'm still young. I'm still in my 20s. I'm just another guy. Simple. I'm just a human being, bro, trying to figure it all out. And like I said, once again, I think that's why people resonate with me. I'm not trying to be this something that I'm not. I'm not trying to paint this persona of this character that is imaginary or far-fetched from reality. I think I am the personification of the potential that everybody has.
That's a good way to put it. And you know the way you say that, because this was excellently put, at least to my next question, which is, how have you managed to be so articulate? Because I've noticed, and when you talk, there's certain things you do. You know, I've seen you do the hand signal, you know, brother, and the way you speak, it's very clear. Your pronunciation, your vocabulary, your vernacular, it's always on form. How have you managed to stay so articulate? Is there anything you do, any practices that someone watching this can watch to become more articulate?
I read out loud. That's a phenomenal practice. So whenever you're reading, whether it's an article, whether it's a book, it may sound weird in the beginning because it feels like you're just like chanting to yourself in a room, but you begin to read and you begin to develop the skill of articulation. When it comes to communication, it's not about what you have to say. It's about, does the other person understand the message that you're trying to convey? That's the premise of communication. But before communicating, you need to understand how to develop your frame of thought and know how to think. Most people don't know how to think. That's why they don't have anything to say. The second one is just repetition. You know, iteration is the name of the game for perfection. If you want to achieve perfection, you just have to do something over an extended period of time. Today I go live on Instagram, I'll get 5,000 to 10,000 people that watch me. But I started doing this back in 2015, 2016, 2017. I would have 10, 20, 12 people watch me, and it was just a process of iteration. But just because you're not good at something doesn't mean you can't be good at something. And any person that wants to be a master must be willing to be a fool at first. And most people just are not willing to be a fool. They're not willing to be ridiculed. They're not willing to be seen as somebody that is still in the process of development. And I'm okay with being ridiculed and laughed at, because at the end of the day, I'm just another guy. We just end up dying. We end up in the grave. So who really cares what somebody else has to say?